Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we've got a Yao Ming build. So this will be somewhat of a glitched Yao Ming build. There's only one step to this. So make sure he's a center and we'll move on. So the only step you'll need to do is to make the build in the metric system. And then once you finish the build, you can just change it back to the imperial system and it'll show the body settings that you want. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to max out height, and I want to do this for a specific reason, just to show you the difference in the two in the glitch. So at 2.21 meters, that is 7'3", that's as high as you can go. Now in terms of the weight, you can't drop it below 104 kilograms. So this is important because the build that we want has to have 103 kilograms of weight. So in order to do that, you have to drop the height down by 1 centimeter to 2.20. Now that's still 7'3", but it enables us to push the weight down to 103 kilos, just to boost a few attributes that are important to the build. So make sure the height's 220 and the weight is 103 kilos. In terms of the wingspan, the highest you can go is 2.46, which is 8'1", but I recommend just dropping it one below, which is 2.44 meters, which is 8 foot, just to boost some shooting primarily, just for an extra badge point. But that's all for the body settings. We'll move on to the attributes. So for finishing, Yao Ming was primarily around the basket. 7'6". Most of his work was done around the basket. He had a pretty good mid-range jump shot. So we will be upgrading a bit of shooting, but primarily he was an inside player. So we want to push close shot pretty high. So we're going to push it to 92. Now that's important because at 92, we do get Mouse in the House Hall of Fame. So anytime you're coming up against, centers that may be 6'11" or shorter, this will trigger because you're 4 inches taller. So this could be a really overpowered badge to have, particularly if you're playing against smaller centers, or pretty much all the time when you're playing against smaller centers, this will be in effect. Now in terms of driving layup, this is also important. We want to push this to 72, which is the max, because although at 71 you get Fearless Finisher, at 72 Mouse in the House becomes 1 badge point cheaper. So you can get this badge, this could turn to be really overpowered, you can get it 1 badge cheaper. So make sure the driving layup is 72. Now for driving dunk, we are just going to push that to 71. If you go any higher, you won't get any badge points and you won't really unlock any animations either. So at 71 you just get the extra badge point. Now for standing dunk, you can't get the elite big man contact dunks with this build, as you don't have the vertical requirement for this. You have to drop it to 7'2", and I didn't want to do that because Yao Ming was 7'6". I wanted to make the build as tall as possible. But in terms of standing dunk, we are still going to push it to 90, just because at 90 we unlock some good things. Gold, posterizer becomes gold, and just 90 standing dunk enables some animations and things like that. So make sure standing dunk is 90. In terms of post control, Shaq used to say Yao Ming was one of the toughest guys to guard. He's a really great post player. So we definitely want to get those Hall of Fame post moves at 85. And then if you push it a bit higher to 88, you'll also get a badge point. But as well, back down Punisher becomes 1 badge point cheaper, which is almost the same as getting an extra badge point. You will be upgrading back down Punisher for a post player. So it's almost like securing an extra badge point. So you will get the 30 finishing badges with this build. Now for shooting, like I said, Yao Ming had a pretty good mid-range jump shot. So I recommend upgrading that to 80 to get that Hall of Fame sniper. And then for 3-point shot, we're also going to upgrade that to 74, which is the max, just to get the 20 badge points. So you will have an ability. 74 is not the worst thing in the world. If you've got a good jump shot and you really know how to time it, you should be able to hit from the corners probably. You've got that Hot Zone Hunter Silver, Corner Specialist Silver, and things like that. You may be able to make a layout that shoots fairly consistently, but it'll be up to you. If you've got a really good jump shot, you should be able to still shoot pretty effectively with this. Now for free throw, he's an 83% free throw shooter for his career, so he's quite a good free throw shooter. So we are going to push that to 81. That's just what I could get up to with the badge attribute points left. Now for playmaking, we're not going to dribble with Yao Ming. We're just upgrading the pass accuracy to 85 to get that gold bullet passer. Now for defense, he has a career average of 1.9 blocks a game. He's had a couple seasons in his short career of him averaging 2 blocks or more. So he's a very good rim protector. You'd expect that for someone that's 7'6". So what we're going to do is we're going to push interior defense to 91. So at 91, you just get the extra badge point for the 8 defensive badges. Now for perimeter defense, I do recommend upgrading that to the max, which is 55. You just get really hustler, but it's just for the attribute of 55 lateral quickness, really, just to help with a bit of speed around the court. Now for steal, we are going to push that to 59, just for the extra badge point as well. And you'll also get interceptor and pickpocket bronze, which will come in handy just to secure some steals. You'll just get a better success rate with your steals. Now for block, like I said, he was a good shot blocker, so we want to push that pretty high. We really want to make use of the long wingspan and the 7'3" build as well. So we're going to push block to 97 to get the extra badge point, and also rim protector Hall of Fame. So you'd be pretty effective at protecting the rim. Not only will you be 7'3" with an 8-foot wingspan, but you'll have Hall of Fame rim protector with the 97 block. So plenty of block shots to go around here. Now for rebounding, he wasn't a massive rebounder. He only averaged 9.2 rebounds a game, and he never averaged over 10 in one season. So we're just going to get the gold rebound chase with this build. So I recommend offensive rebound 90 and defensive rebound 91 to round off the 35 badges in defense. Now for physicals, he wasn't the quickest on the court. You wouldn't expect that for someone that's so big as he was. But I did have the points to max out both speed and acceleration to 64 and 62 respectively. Strength just got upgraded with interior defense, so just leave that there. Then in terms of vert, in order to get the pro big man contact dunks, you do need a 65 vertical, so make sure you have the 65 vert. And then the stamina, we're just going to chuck the rest on stamina for 91 stamina. And that's the build. So in total we have 30 finishing, 20 shooting, 16 playmaking, and 35 defensive badges, for a total of 101 badges on this 7'3" center build. That's, got the pro contact dunks, Hall of Fame post moves. He's 7'3" with Hall of Fame mouse in the house, so anytime you come up against a center that has 6 foot as its starting digit in its height, that's going to come into play, and you can really abuse those smaller centers down low. You've got a capability to shoot from the mid-range and even from 3. You've got that 85 pass accuracy to, get those break assist, fast break assists. And then it's got really great interior defense. Got a pretty good rebounding rate, and decent speed for someone that's 7'3" as well. So it should be a really effective build for most of my center players out there. So you should have a lot of fun with this one. In terms of the takeovers, I just chose paint intimidation. There wasn't a heap to choose from that wasn't post moves, rebounding or rim protecting. There's a couple shooting ones, but I just chose paint intimidation because he was a really intimidating center. Anyone that's that tall will be intimidating. And then post shot daggers because he was quite a really, he was a really good post player as well. So those are the two I went with. But as you can see, you've built a versatile paint beast with shades of Wilt Chamberlain, Rudy Gobert, and Mitchell Robinson. But we'll take a look at the badges. So for Yao Ming, he was so big. He gave Shaq trouble. He gave a lot of the bigger centers trouble just because of his height and his weight and his strength. So, a lot of the post ones, back down punisher will be great. Hook specialist, get that mouse in the house Hall of Fame, really abuse that. Post spin there, put back boss, you do have a high offensive rebound. Fearless finisher on bronze can really help on close shots. Grace under pressure. Drop steppers there, posterizer. You can get that gold if you like, rise up. Lob city finisher to catch some lobs. You don't get the contact alley-oops because you do need a 75 driving dunk for that. But you can get some of the alley-oop just packages, so lob city finisher could be good to trigger those. And maybe fast twitch as well, silver, to be a real well-rounded interior scorer. Now for shooting, like I said, he did have a good midi jump shot, so I reckon maybe Hall of Fame sniper just because your shooting's not so great. Set shooter could be good. Hot zone hunter could be good. Dead eye, catch and shoot, just all the ones off the catch, not necessarily the dribble. Super off ball could just be great around the, running around the court. Then with the spot up, fade ace could be good because you are a post player. And maybe corner specialist, and that could be a decent layout just to help you hit those odd threes when you pop out to the 3-point line. Now for playmaking, I do have 16 badges here, so you can get a real well-rounded, playmaking layout. So, bullet pass at gold, of course. Get that diamond to go with post playmaker. That can be really good because if you get an offensive rebound and kick it out, your teammate will get a boost for post playmaker. But if it doesn't trigger, you still got diamond silver, so it'll still give your teammate a really good boost, which I think is great. You can get, break starter silver, and then needle threader silver as well, just to help get those passes through traffic, and that could be a really great layout for an interior center that's starting breaks and kicking out on offensive rebounds. Now for defense, chasing artists to get those animations, interceptor to help with that steal success rate. Pogo stick could be really great, 7'3". Rim protector Hall of Fame, tireless defender bronze, just help with the stamina. Post lockdown, intimidator. He was quite a defensive leader, so we definitely want that. Box out, brick wall, plenty of pick and rolls with this build, so brick wall, rebound chaser. Then maybe you want worm as well. You might want to drop something down. Maybe you don't want to use defensive leader at gold. Drop that down, get worm a bit higher, and then you've still got the 1 badge point left for pickpocket, because he did average, half a steal a game, so he's getting a steal every now and again. So that could be a really good layout for Yao Ming. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.